Hey YouTube, it's Jordan, and today it is time for our April favorites and fails. I can't believe it's already time again. It seems like we just did our March favorites and fails. My best box was actually the subscription bag Lip Monthly, and I will link the review in the description of the video. And if you watched that video already, you might be saying, well, you might be thinking that I wasn't as big of a fan of the products that were in that bag. And that is very true. But the reason that this was my favorite for this month was because, for one, it had the highest value per dollar of any subscription service that I got this month. And that is very impressive. And the products were good products. They might not have been my favorite type of products, but they were good products. And I've actually found good use for a lot of them. The only one that I really didn't find good use for was that purple eyeliner pencil. And I gave that away to my sister, and she liked it. So I cannot complain at all. And thirdly, I got that bag on discount for $5. I didn't find that $5 discount code for you guys, but I did find good discount codes. And once again, for me, it was just a really good value. I find a lot of boxes that have really good discount codes and really good values on their initial setup, but that one had one of the best ones that I've ever gotten. So that was my favorite subscription service for the month. The hardest category for me to pick out this month was my worst subscription box, and that was my e.l.f. Play Beautifully box. And the reason for that was, for one, the products weren't spectacular. It was a better box than the first box they sent me. Which, to clarify on the language on that, I don't get sent the boxes, I pay for the boxes. It is the worst value by far. It's less than $2 a product per dollar spent. You can actually get a better value for the coupons, but I like to get the e.l.f. Play Beautifully boxes because you guys actually usually I usually get a lot of good feedback from you guys that you guys enjoy watching the videos and seeing what the e.l.f. Play Beautifully box is about. But it's kind of nice to get that surprise, and I get that. But for me, it was still the worst. For one thing, it was the worst value, and for another thing, they'd sent out that same box 2 months prior to a lot of their other subscribers. So it's not like they're consistently sending out the same box. They're sending out different boxes to different subscribers on different months. So I got feedback from some of you guys that the box that I opened this month, you guys got the same box 2 months ago. And so that's a lot of inconsistency, and it shows a lot of carelessness on e.l.f.'s part. And I'm really disappointed about that. And like I said in that video, you can get a better deal with coupons. And so I'm just really disappointed. I expect better out of e.l.f. And I'm really hoping that in 2 months that I get a much better box. If I have to say any of my subscription services that I'm considering canceling, it would be e.l.f. e.l.f. would be the most likely. The only reason that I keep that subscription service, and honestly Glossybox, is to bring reviews to you guys. Glossybox, I am comparing that to BoxyCharm every month because they're the same price, and e.l.f. because I do a lot of e.l.f. reviews on here. And I know that a lot of people enjoy watching what comes in those e.l.f. subscription services, and I like showing you guys. But as far as you guys as a consumer looking for a good deal, I would not recommend it. So I know this is going to be a long video, and I apologize, but I know in the last month I have been so busy at work and so busy with my kids that I haven't got to bring you guys a lot of reviews on makeup. And so I want to be sure and bring you guys all of the good products that I found this month, and also I did find a couple fails, so I want to go ahead and bring you what I haven't been able to show you in my reviews. So let's go ahead and get into the beauty products. So let's get started with my best items. I have 2 perfumes here, and I generally don't do a scent because it's so hard to do. For me, I'm not very good at describing scents, and it's not like a swatch where I can show you a scent, but these 2 stood out to me so they stood out to me above all the rest, and I do get a lot of scent samples sent to me in the subscription boxes, and one of these I purchased with my own money, which I'm not a big perfume person, but I did purchase this because it stood out to me so much, and the other one I will purchase when it's gone. This is Juliet Has a Gun, and it's in the scent Not a Perfume. And this came to me, I believe it was an Ipsy. It was either an Ipsy and Birchbox, but I believe it's an Ipsy. And it's wonderful. I just really enjoy this, and I recommend it. It's a very, to me, it's a very mature scent without smelling old, if that makes sense. And then I know everybody knows about this scent. Everybody's told me that they really enjoy this scent, but I've never actually purchased this before. It's the Viva La Juicy and the Viva La Juicy Noir. And I bought it just in the 2 roller balls. And I got this from Goodies. And I love both of them. So those were my 2 winning scents for this month. And there you are. This is something that I want to do a tutorial on, but I know it's going to take a little time, and then do kind of a wear test on them. I've worn them twice before, and it's something that I want to start wearing on a more regular basis. These are those lash trios, and they're good to wear for 2 to 4 weeks, and I wore these for 2 weeks each time, and they're just these little lashes, and you put a couple of them on, and they're like false lashes that you don't have to take off at night, and you don't wear mascara with them. And for me, they would kind of replace lash, if I can talk. For me, they would kind of replace lash extensions, because I don't have a place here in my podunk town where they do lash extensions, and so for me, that would be something that I would be interested in. And these just work really well for me. So that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so this is a brow pencil and highlighter that I got in Glossy Box. And I got this in the April Glossy Box, and I really enjoyed it. And I will link the Glossy Box versus BoxyCharm for April in the description below, and you'll see what I mean when I say that Glossy Box is a decent box. It's just not worth the money for the $21 that we invest in it. Another of my favorite products is, this is what I actually have on my lips right now, and it's the Tarte Wonder and Lip Surgeons. And I have never tried a higher end lip pencil, but I am blown away by this. I believe I received this in my Ipsy bag this month, and just, I really love it. This came in my April BoxyCharm, and it is my Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in Pasadena. And I just, Ofra liquid lipsticks are such a cult classic, and I really like it. It's long lasting, just like the label says. It's a little perfumey, but I really like the, I really like the shade on it. I have the Too Faced Melted Lipstick in Chihuahua, and this is a little trial size, but I really do enjoy it. I want to get more shades. My next favorite is the Julep What Your Skin Needs, and I use this to prime my face, and what it does is it just moisturizes my skin and sets it up for a foundation. It's not going to fill in my pores like some primers will, but it'll help with the patchiness, and I have really dry skin, and it'll just help combat that. And it's good for moisturizing at night too. This is the e.l.f. Clear Brow and Lash Mascara. And I know a lot of beauty gurus really like this. It is $2. And what I do is I go ahead and I color in my brows or whatever I'm going to do. And even if I don't do anything else to my brows, I will do this. I take the gel and really you can even use the eyelash side. It doesn't matter because I never use the eyelash side for my eyelashes. And I just run it through. It's like hair gel for your eyebrows. It's going to keep them in place better and just keep them from going all over the place. It is just going to keep them from going all over. And for $2, I go through about one, and I'm talking both sides, every month. And it's just one of my holy grail products. I have to have it. If I run out, I go and buy 4 more because they're $2. This product right here, and I don't normally mention brushes. I have a thing of brushes here, and almost all of them are TJ Maxx brushes or they're e.l.f. brushes, and they're almost all $3 or less. I have a couple that are $6 and some that are Luxie brushes that I've gotten in subscription boxes. But this is one that I got at Walmart, and it is a $13 brush that I bought on a whim. It is by far the most expensive brush that I bought out of my own pocket. This is a Flower Ultimate powder brush, and it's just a large powder brush. And what I do is I take my Laura Mercier powder and I just powder my face with it. And this just to me works so well, especially if I've baked underneath my eyes. I can just kind of sweep that powder away. It is my favorite powder brush by far. I am so excited about it. I bought it for a review and I never had time to sit down and do the review the way I wanted to, but I wanted to go ahead and mention it in my favorites that this is a wonderful brush. And if you have $13 to spend at Walmart to go get this brush, I highly recommend it. It cleans very well. It's a very well made brush for the drugstore. This is another product that I wasn't sure I was going to like. This is an e.l.f. product, and like I said, my page is, my channel is very e.l.f. friendly, and that is because I'm very budget friendly. I like e.l.f. products because I like to try out a lot of new things, but I don't have a lot of money. So e.l.f. is pretty affordable, as most of you guys know. And so the last time I purchased e.l.f. products, I got this cream blush palette, and of course it's got the mirror like all of these big palettes do, but it's just got these beautiful blush shades, and they just blend really well on my skin. If you have a darker skin tone, they might not work as well, but if you just take one of the e.l.f. stippling brushes and just stipple it on your face and blend it really well, it's gonna look nice, and it lasts quite a long time. Once again, it's in my favorites. I really did like it. This is something I got from TJ Maxx. It's Spa Life. It's the exfoliating foot treatments. I'm also a big fan of the hand treatments. I got hooked on these from FabFitFun. Sent me Body Pure hand and foot treatments, but these are exfoliating. I'm a really big fan of like the sheet masks for your face, and these are kind of the same concept but for your feet and your hands. I just really like to treat myself, as all women do, and this is like a pedicure without having to go to a salon, and not all of us have the time to go to the salon, so that's a really good alternative. So let's go ahead and get on to my fails, and some of these weren't so much fails so much as disappointments to me. The first thing I have here, and this is going to shock some people, and this isn't, like I said, this one especially is not a fail. This is my Beauty Blender, and I got this in a Sephora Favorites, but it works, and I'll admit that. But I will say that I probably reach for my Real Techniques $8 sponge equally as much, if not more, than my Beauty Blender. This one works just as well for me. So maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't see a lot of difference. So that one for me was a real disappointment, especially considering it's more than double the price. The Dose of Color in Merlot is a beautiful color, and you guys know how much I love the color Truffle. It's a daily color for me. But this one was hard to manage. I couldn't really keep it in my lip line. Even if I used a lip liner, it was really watery. Maybe I got a bad one. But like I said, the color was beautiful, but it went all over my face no matter what I did. And I just can't get behind this. So this one was a fail for me. This is a Wet n Wild brush. And once again, I know it's an affordable product. But if you're a husband looking for a Mother's Day gift, or you're looking at this thinking, oh, that's a nice big brush, I don't have anything like it, I wouldn't suggest it. It's just too big for any sort of eye work. It would almost be better for concealer. If you're looking for something to set under eye concealer, it might be better for that. But it's almost too small even for that. So I'm still struggling to figure out what I'm going to use this brush for. But it's not that quality. I've got some powder on this. It's not that quality built anyway. I see hairs coming off of it already, and I haven't really used it. And the last thing I have here is this contour palette by Chrisley Formula.